Deprogram suggests undoing unreasonable religious belief. Did you feel like a cult member after Mount Holyoke?
To answer your question, yes. I mean, as time went on and I studied history, I became completely brainwashed into believing that I was oppressed by our toxic patriarchal society.
And you know what's insane about this, man? We have a young woman who was sent to college, and college is supposed to be the place that you go to learn about life, learn about your future career choice, make something of yourself, make something of your life. That's why we're sent here. That's why our parents are so passionate, or were so passionate, about sending their kids to college. But nowadays, this girl's getting freaking brainwashed.
So a lot of parents have had this experience. You send your kid off to college, you're proud. Dylan got into Duke, we're so happy. And then the kid comes back and hates not only you, but the country and himself. And the chances of that child having a happy, productive personal life go to about zero. That's the fruit of liberal arts in this country now. So it's a very common experience, but one mother decided to try and fix it. She sent her daughter to attend Mount Holyoke University of Massachusetts, tuition over $50K a year. The child comes back totally programmed, like a cult member. So the mom spends $300 a day for a deprogrammer to undo the brainwashing, and it worked. Annabella Rockwell is the daughter. She graduated Mount Holyoke. She's now the development director at PragerU. She joins us tonight. Annabella, thank you so much for coming on. So deprogram suggests undoing unreasonable religious belief. Did you feel like a cult member after Mount Holyoke?
Tucker, thank you so much for having me. First, I'm going to say that I arrived at Mount Holyoke bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, so excited to be there in 2011. And as soon as I got there, I was told that, I should refer to myself as a first year, not a freshman, because we were a historically women's college. I was left a note in my mailbox saying, he may be a she may be a he, don't assume anyone's gender. And I thought, oh, okay, that's new. And then the last thing was we had the moho chop, which was this ritualistic haircut that people did in the first semester where everyone would shave their head, sort of as an act of rebellion. So to answer your question, yes. I mean, as time went on and I studied history, I became completely brainwashed into believing that I was oppressed by our toxic patriarchal society.
And you know what's insane about this, man? The fact that a video like this even exists. We have a young woman who was sent to college, and college is supposed to be the place that you go to learn about life, learn about your future career choice, make something of yourself, make something of your life. That's why we're sent here. That's why our parents are so passionate, or were so passionate, about sending their kids to college. But nowadays, this girl's getting freaking brainwashed. They're like, oh, you can't call yourself a freshman. But then on the other hand, they're saying never assume anyone's gender. Then why can't you say freshman? Anyways, it's just all these crazy ideals and beliefs that, oh yeah, you have to do this, you have to do that. By the time she's done with college, she hates all men. She doesn't know what gender she is. She's just confused. She's just fully confused on how to live her life. That's not normal. That's not right. That's not the way it's supposed to be. I think college is supposed to be a place of freedom where you find yourself, not where you're brainwashed into thinking a political ideal. It's insane. Hey y'all, make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Don't forget to subscribe.
And I left school. I was sad, anxious, intellectually starving, and by 2015 when I graduated, I completely estranged myself from my family.
What?
Well, that is underneath it all. We joke about the lunacy on college campuses, but the real cost is not that they'll vote Democrat. The real cost is that they won't love their parents anymore, and that's the most upsetting part of it, I think. So how did you get better?
So in this panic of me not communicating with my mother, she consulted a cult specialist. This person gave her devastating statistics that most people don't make it out, but a glimmer of hope that it tends to be young women who do. So she spoke to him, and he made it very clear to her, do not affirm your daughter's newfound identity. You know her best. She is your child.
But that's facts, bro. You can... And you know what's crazy? We all know what's right. I think most people know what's a right life is. But then you have the few people who are genuinely insane. You have your daughter who's a very good woman, but coming out of college, hating men, not knowing what gender she is or whatever, thinking she's oppressed by a patriarchy, or I don't know her exact beliefs. I don't. I do know that they may have been off track if she needed somebody to hire a deprogrammer because she described college as a cult.
Yes.
So she was taught how to communicate with me. Now, to actually be deprogrammed, I had to humble myself. A couple things. I reconnected with my family. I moved home. I asked for forgiveness. I admitted I was wrong. Secondly, I made a lifestyle change. I stopped drinking. I started to believe in God again. And lastly, I had to unlearn my 4 years of wokeism by watching 5-minute PragerU videos online for free.
Amazing. It is a cult. Its aim is to separate you from the people who love you most. And I'm so impressed and have such respect for your mother for taking it as seriously as it deserves to be taken, and for you for getting out of it. Annabelle Rockwell of PragerU, thank you.
You know what's crazy? After leaving college, and it'd be different if it drove her to do good things. If maybe she started a food bank for people who are also oppressed, or maybe she started a fund for people who are depressed, or opened up a shelter for people who are facing the same issues as her. What she did was leave her family, she started drinking, she stopped believing in God. She basically started hating herself, hating her family, and she strayed away from the Lord because of college. Bro, if college is making you do that, if your college is making you do that based off the ideals they're telling you, they're not for you, they're against you. It's not of God. It's of the devil. And I'm happy the mom took it that serious to where, you know, she's like, okay, my daughter is not like this. Something's happened to her. I'm going to figure it out. I'm happy she took it that serious, man, because if she hasn't, who knows what would have happened? And who knows what's happening to many women who are just like her. One thing that happened good said, okay, don't listen to what she's saying. Like, don't side with her. Be like, no, you're not that. And I'm happy, you know, the mom looked out for her. Because college can be a really rough place sometimes if you don't know what you're doing. But anyways, it's LFR Jojo. Make sure y'all subscribe, and I'll see y'all later.